let's see what we got here today. Today we are talking about desire. Desire. What is desire? We've got our MS Paint because this is a topic that requires MS Paint. Where is my MS Paint? That's Cam Church. Hang on. I have so much confusion right now. It's not showing me. Oh, I need coffee. Okay, hang on. Paint is open. It's here. And when I click window capture, here it is. Okay, found it. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good feelings. Good feelings. Okay, so today we're talking about desire. What is desire? In our society, we live in a society, and in our society, we have been told that desire is a negative thing, that we should limit our desire, that we should shut down our wants, and that we should conform to societal expectation, that desire is sometimes toxic. We basically have a lot of ideas that desire is taboo. We have desire, we have sexual desire, we have desire to like step outside of our socioeconomic position, which is used to motivate us only to work harder and not realize that we're sort of systematically stuck in our socioeconomic position. I'm pretending like this water has caffeine in it. Hang on. Some good caffeinated water. Woo! Okay. So the demonized necessarily, but like turned into, it's been, what do you call it? Corrupted. It's been corrupted. But when we talk about desire and we start to really recognize what desire really is and how desire connects to the universe, when we look on the micro and the macro of desire. If it was whiskey, I would be right asleep. If I have one glass of wine, I fall asleep. Alcohol is not for me. Okay. Desire is holy. So when we look at the macrocosm of the universe, we see that in order for, you can think of it even in nature. And the way I think of it is kind of like how plants grow and how they reach for the sun. So how a plant grows and reaches for the sun is desire. The plant is desiring something that is going to nourish it. And the plant's roots grow deep because it's desiring to reach the water and the nutrients of the soil. The universe, if we, believe in the Big Bang or we believe in the expansion of the universe, which scientists have been telling us has been true for several years now, the universe is expanding at a rapid rate. So we started in this small spot and now we're expanding, and that is also a form of desire. The only thing that motivates anything is desire. So when you realize that, you realize how fundamental and how important desire is. Desire is something that is holy within us that actually allows us to reach toward better physical and spiritual realities. On this planet, desire has been corrupted. And so we get to think about what that means for us in our lives and the holiness of desire and how we have a right to have the things that will nourish us. Just like a plant reaches up toward the light, we have the desire and we have the right to reach toward what will nourish us. And this goes beyond just, physical reality. This goes into spiritual reality as well, and societal reality, collective reality. Because when we're working within collective reality, we are having the ability to be nourished. We're able to be nourished on all the different levels of reality. So I have a series of videos called The Suffering of Ambition, and this is because I have an insane amount of ambition in my body. It's absolutely bonkers how much ambition I have, and it hurts sometimes. It actually hurts. So let's talk about the suffering of ambition really quick. This is the way I see it. you've got, okay, you can see this fine. Okay. You've got in your future, in your inevitable future, I'm going to make this a rainbow. You have, it's just going to take a second for me to make this a rainbow. This is your inevitable future. We're making it a rainbow because this is like really the ultimate thing. This is what your true heart desires. This is the future that your true heart desires. This is the future that you are longing for. This is the future that your heart wants more than anything in the world. This is the future that when you were born on this planet, this was your goal. Are you going to reach this goal? That's a good question. Are you guaranteed to reach this goal? Not necessarily. So what do we have here? Here we have the road. This is the road to your perfect future. And I think there's a Bible quote about this, like there are many paths not to Jesus, but there's only one narrow path to Jesus, or something like that. I don't know what it is because I just like generally know what that is, but not specifically. But if you know that verse in the Bible, you will know what I'm talking about. So this is the road on the way to your divine future. This is the road on the way to like everything that you wish was true. And this is our Mario Kart analogy also, so we will bring that into it. And this is time. So this is your birth. I want to type this, sorry. Okay, this is your birth, and we're not going to use that font. It's a cute font, but we're not going to use it. Okay, so this is your birth, and you're on your way to your perfect future. Now, because Earth is a free will zone, you actually have the right to not follow this road. And this road is actually not imposed by anyone. It's simply like, oh, I want to go to the store. I have to take a certain road to get there. Nobody's like making you drive there. It's like, if you want to get to the store, you have to take this road. So as we go about our lives, this is an interesting thing that I learned. As we go about our lives, we have the opportunity to stay on this road, or we can go off of it. And when we go off of this road, this is going away from our true heart's desire of our perfect future. You guys can't see this on Instagram. I'm going to see if I can set this up so you can see it, because it's an important diagram, and with me talking, you're not going to understand anything. Let's see if I can. Whoa. Okay, you guys can see that. Okay, so when you go off path, that's going away from your true heart's desire. These black bars, this is like depression. And the reason why our whole planet and why most people have depression and why everything is because our planet is not even close to on the way to the perfect future. Our planet, like Earth, is like, you know, on Earth's timeline, we're like way the heck over here. This is Earth. And it's not a fun time. So starseeds are here to try to get Earth back on track so we can all have our collective perfect future. Now you as in, like, this is, let's say this is my life. I was born, I went into depression because I was going toward societal expectation. Societal expectation will pull you off of this road of happiness. This is the path to joy. So when you are trying to follow societal expectation, you will be pulled off of the path to joy toward, this is societal expectation, towards something that is actually detrimental, that is actually toxic. Starseeds are here to try to get Earth back on track, and you in your own life have the microcosm reality of, yeah, this is mental illness, this is depression, this is anxiety, this is everything that is not in alignment with your true heart. This is disease, this is illness, this is unhappiness, this is lack of fulfillment, this is lies, this is deception, this is the aspects of life that we feel like we can't control. And that's, the ego. We'll talk more about that in a second. But as we're moving toward our true heart, so let's say this is an image of somebody who's going towards societal expectation. They're very unhappy, and then they find out about Unicult, and they're like, okay, actually, I'm going back on the path to joy. So they listen to their true heart, and it takes a long time. Don't worry, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm trying to listen to my true heart, and I can't. Eventually, you figure out what your true heart is. You get radical self-love. You get radical enough to get back onto the path of joy. And you get to start moving toward this perfect future. Well, what does it mean to be on this road of toward a path to joy to perfect future? It means listening to your true heart about what you truly want. And it means having the ability to listen to your whims and to what makes you happy as long as you're not harming anyone. Unicult ideology is here to help you understand this path to joy. It's here to help you understand that this road will lead you to your perfect future. Now, your perfect future is not necessarily the perfect future that you imagine exactly. Time isn't real. And so you have within your heart the knowledge and the understanding of what it means to be desiring. You have the seed of desire, but oftentimes the seed of desire is corrupted by external reality, by physical reality, by societal expectation, and by our inability to understand. So a lot of times people are out here thinking, well, I want something, and they think they want something, but it's an illusion, because what they think they want is this over here, right? But this is covered in fear and pain. If your idea of your perfect future has even a drop of fear or pain in it, or you go there because you feel obligated to or whatever, then you are going to be this is somebody who stays off the path. They might not even ever find out about perfect joy, and they might have been born in a bad situation and whatever else, and they might follow societal expectation, and then they might end up at this future that they have envisioned for themselves and they've worked toward to get here. And the universe will push against you, because inside this road, as you go along this road, let's say that you want to stray. You say, oh, well, I'm on the path of joy, but now I think maybe I need to stray off of this. And you go and you hit this wall. And what this wall does, this wall is actually here for you to feel. It's like on the side of the road, they have those bumps. In some states, they have those bumps where if you start to go off the road, it kind of jiggles your car, and my mom always says, wake up. It's to help you not go off the road. So these things give you turbulence, and it gives you depression, and it's the depression and the turbulence and the sadness and the sickness and the illness and everything is meant to say, it's meant to bounce you back. And then you go the other way, and it's like, oh, maybe you do something else. And you're like, oh, I feel like crap doing this. Okay, that's your internal compass. That's telling you to get back on the path to joy. And so what can we do as humans here on Earth with limited perspective? We don't necessarily know what our perfect future looks like. Because when we desire something, sometimes it is confused with societal expectations. Sometimes it is covered in fear and pain. Sometimes it is disrupted and corrupted by these other ideas. So how do you know what the perfect future is? Well, you can't. You just have to work toward what you believe is true. I would say try not to harm anyone. That's a really big aspect of it. Do your best not to harm anyone. And on top of that, I would say letting go. what are my notes here? Yeah, so I made a post on Instagram recently that said, look around you and look at your life. What are the things that you desired in the past that you now have? Those are the things that are in alignment with the divine. When you are able to manifest things and they come to you, that is a sign that you are aligned. And those are the things that are aligned with your future. As Earth moves toward this more perfect Earth future, it's going to be harder to actually manifest this reality. This red line is more of like somebody who was born, in the 1900s or something. And like they had to follow this societal path that was completely off the track of the perfect future because Earth pulled them that way. But now Earth is getting closer and closer to what we call the fifth dimension. It's getting closer to its perfect future, and we're all working to do that. So every bit of work that you do actually helps Earth get onto the path of its joy. But as we move forward, it's going to be harder and harder to manifest things that are out of alignment with our true heart. And so when you look at your life and you look at what you've manifested, that is what's in alignment with divine plan. And I think that there's a balance here between desire and between universal surrender and surrender to the divine plan. We think sometimes that we know what the divine plan is, but we don't, because we put our will onto it and we put our expectation onto it. We can talk about relationships in this case. In this way, like let's say this yellow line is someone and they say, well, I want to get married and have kids. And they're getting pulled off of their path of perfect future because they're being brainwashed by societal expectation of what it means to be loved. And what they truly want deep down, what their heart is truly leading them to, this is not the case for everyone, I'm just saying this as an example. What their heart is truly, truly desiring for their perfect future is to be loved and to have support and to have a security of that love. And they've translated that into having kids, getting married, whatever else. And a lot of times that doesn't work out because it's not on the path of their truest joy. Because at the root of their attempt, at the root of their convoluted desire, of their corrupted desire, is the truth, which is that they want to be loved and supported and secure. And that will lead them to their perfect future. So it's a balance between letting go of your expectations, and it's a balance of embracing the universal path and what that can teach you. So as you go along your life and you say, well, I want, and remember, desire is holy. So when you say, I want something, but then you feel blocked in getting it, and we'll talk about manifestation in a second, but when you feel blocked in getting what you're trying to get, take a look at what the root of it is. What is the root that you're actually trying to accomplish? And what is the externalized reality that you're trying to manifest based on this root desire? Do you want to be rich? So you start working a bunch and you're working like 80-hour weeks for minimum wage, 2 different jobs. Is that going to make you rich? Not necessarily. And what is true wealth anyway? So you really have to just completely dismantle your entire reality, and you have to break it down into these fundamental feelings of what you really want. And you have to let go of your vision sometimes of desire, because what you desire is oftentimes corrupted by fear and pain. And you can tap into this by saying, well, I really need to do this particular thing. Like, if you guys remember, I wanted to work at Google really badly. I applied to Google 77 times. Had one interview, that's it. Never got hired. my heart hurt about that, because I was like, because what I thought is that this is the only way I'm going to accomplish what I want to accomplish. And instead of looking at the root of what I want to accomplish and just focusing on those feelings and trusting that I will accomplish what I want to accomplish no matter what. So we're going to talk about manifestation now, and this is how to truly do magic. In the case that I wanted to work for Google, and I was thinking, I need to work for Google. This is the only way, because I looked at history and I looked at how other people did things, and they were often working for like Bell Laboratories and Xerox, and these big institutional tech companies helped a lot of my predecessors accomplish their goals. Good morning, Mom. My mom is here. Hello, welcome to Camp Church. So I thought that I would need to be institutionalized by this big tech company in order to accomplish my goals. So I suffered and I struggled and I was so upset all the time because I didn't get hired. And then I tried to think of, well, I have to get all this job experience in order to even be considered. I have to do all these things. And I just didn't know what to do, because that seemed like it was going to take so much time when this seemed like kind of urgent. So what I should have done at the time, to make my life a lot easier, and remember, the reason why we do the things we do in Unicult is to experience joy and to cultivate a sense of harmony within ourselves rather than suffering. So when we cultivate a sense of harmony instead of suffering, that makes our life better. That aligns us to our perfect future. That aligns us to our correct path. How do you work every day to make your emotions harmonious? That's truly, truly, truly going to be the answer. So when I wanted to work for Google, what I should have done is say, I know that I want to have an influence on this planet. That's a true desire. I want to have an influence on this planet, technologically speaking. I am letting go of the feeling that I need to be institutionally accepted with a doctorate. I wanted to get a doctorate for a long time for the same reason. Letting go of getting a doctorate, letting go of working for Google, and trusting that the universe has my back in my true heart's desire, and saying, I know what my soul path is. I know what I truly desire, and I'm going to root myself in the energy of trust, and I'm going to work toward what I want, and I'm going to let go of attachment to how it comes through. This is the same in my twin flame relationship. Immense amounts of love. At the root, at the truth, there is just pure love in this relationship. But this has taught me how to let go of attachment to how a relationship manifests, and to let go of how a relationship appears. I love you too, Mom. Thank you. You get to choose if you want to be here or not. This is not a conversion. This is Unicult Camp Church. So if you want to decide to stay, you can. If you want to leave, you can leave. Okay, so how do we make our dreams reality? How do we figure this out? Well, I would say, first of all, it's okay to have an idea of what you think you want, because it's hard sometimes to know when something is out of alignment or in alignment with what our path is. And it's okay to shoot for things. It's okay to say, well, I feel like I want this. I don't think it has fear or pain involved in it. And I'm going to attach a little bit to it, just enough to see if the universe will allow it to come into my life. So in that case, you can look at what you are desiring, and you can do different forms of magic to accomplish it and to get it. The main form of magic is I think of it as prayer. I think this is like one of the most important things: prayer or meditation or visualization. And this has to do with you understanding the full effect of what you're trying to get. So you put yourself energetically into the reality. So when I wanted to work for Google, I used to spend a lot of time thinking about working for Google. I would have dreams about it. And actually in my dreams, I was quite miserable, because I would go to this office And it was just another corporate job. It was just a prestigious corporate job, more prestigious than the ones I was doing by marginal degrees. And so I realized by putting myself in the energy of it that it probably wasn't something that I truly desired, because I was going to have to just go to work every day. And then I realized I probably wouldn't even be progressing in the way that I want to progress, in the way that on the speed at which I progress. But I still didn't understand that. But that's a really good way to start to get a feeling for what it is that you want, and you can compare what you're really try to find out what your root reason is for wanting something. And then figure out when you visualize it in the future, does this root reason still apply? So if I want to be married and have kids because I realize it's because I want to feel loved and supported, and then I think 30 years into the future of me being married with kids, do I feel loved and supported? That's just a good beginning step for understanding if this is in alignment or not. It's also a good way of manifestation, because you start to put your energy in the vibration of what you truly desire. When we talk about manifestation, it's easy to get overwhelmed, because if you want something really badly, like let's talk about money, a lot of times people really desire money for obvious reasons, and it's very painful to desire money when you have none, or when you feel lack, let's say. So when you feel lack and you feel pressure, societal pressure for bills and rent and whatever else, car repairs, and you feel all this dread of everything you have to come up with money for. And then you're trying to do a manifestation and put yourself in the energy of being wealthy is very difficult. And the best way that I have found to do this is to figure out how to trust that you will become whatever you're desiring. So trust is a huge part of manifestation. So if I want something in my life, I basically say to the universe, I trust that my higher self will provide me with all the abundance that I trust my higher self to provide me with whatever you're desiring, the root thing of it. So with abundance, we talk about abundance and wealth, maybe not dollars. I don't say, I trust my higher self to provide me with all the dollars. Try to generalize it more. Try to bring it down to this fundamental feeling. I don't say, I trust the universe to provide me with all the boyfriends I desire. I say, I trust the universe to provide me with all the love I desire. Because that's truly what I'm after. I just want love. So when we are able to do that, we're able to let go of our attachment in some way to how it looks. So when we try to attach to $10,000, I want $10,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Okay, I'm going to just focus on $10,000 a month. Okay, I'm going to get $10,000 a month. You can do that, but then the more you do that, the more you're going to be like, I don't have $10,000 a month, and it's going to make you frantic. So if you can try to be like, I want to feel so abundant. I made a mistake recently. I don't make too many magical mistakes, but I made a magical mistake a couple of months ago, and I was manifesting money, and I said, I want so much abundance that it makes me laugh. And I did. I brought it down from money and I put it into abundance. No, I said, I want to laugh when I look at my bank account. That's literally what I said. I was manifesting that. And we got to be careful with these things, because I had very secure income. And as soon as I started doing this manifestation, my secure income disappeared out from under me. And all of a sudden, I was looking at my bank account and I was laughing because I had nothing. So I did manifest this reality. But I thought I was going to be laughing because I had so much money I didn't know what to do with it. But I was laughing because I had nothing. And I was laughing still at the abundance of my life because I still have everything that I need. So it was a very funny situation, and I had to let go of my attachment to these things, and I had to say, okay, I trust the universe. And I've been doing that for a few months now. Every month I get my rent paid, and I say, okay, trusting the universe to figure this out. And I've been busting my butt, and that's great. So manifestation works on this visualization side of things. Be careful with what you wish for. Be careful how you do things. When you put out frantic energy, you're only going to get frantic energy. So put out the energy of trust. Put your trust into something higher to take care of your needs. It can be your higher self. It can be God. It can be the spirit of uni. Whatever you put your trust into, just make it a higher consciousness that you feel has infinite power to influence your life, and put that trust into that power. Speaking is another really important form of manifestation. I haven't seen this work so well as I've seen it work in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, there is some kind of energy that exists where manifestation is a lot easier. And I think it's because there are so many people or whatever. I don't fully understand it, but the energy of this place is very magical. It's very manifesting. That's why media is created here. So when you are speaking, you have to convince the world. I mean, even on like a physical and social level, you have to convince the world that you are what you say you are. And you can do that by believing it already. So you can think about this if you ever got a raise at a job. Let's say you started out making $7 an hour, and then you started getting $15 an hour at another job. And then you're like offered another job for $8 an hour. And maybe before you got the raise to $15 an hour, you would have thought $8 an hour is great. I'm going to take that. But now that you've gotten paid $15 an hour, you're going to be like, no, I'm not going to take an $8 an hour job. I want a $16 an hour job. And the confidence and the entitlement that you have in that energy is kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about convincing the world. So when you have the total faith and belief of your value, when you have the total faith and belief in your worth for something like that, you're able to go into the world and you say, and you just make decisions that are in alignment with your worth. Because you say, no, I'm not going to work for $8 an hour. No, I know I can find another job for $15 an hour. That's what I'm worth. So then that's very easy. But let's say you've never made $15 an hour. You've only made $7 an hour, and you still want to make $16 an hour. You want to jump from $7 to $16 an hour. It's important to attempt to get into the same mind state of worth that you already have made $15 an hour. It's hard sometimes for us to believe in our own worth. So when I was teaching college, I was teaching college kids English. I asked them to think about, when they got their degrees, think about the salary that you want to make. So you can do this in your own life with money. You can do it with anything. Money's a great thing to manifest because we all need it. It's a good topic. So think about like your ideal salary, like what you kind of are working toward. It's going to be different for everyone, so I won't even say any numbers, but think about your ideal salary and just have that number in your head. And now double it. And that's the amount of money you really should be making. Because when you bring your worth up to that double tier, that is something that will shift your entire, I'm sure that when you did this exercise just now, you felt your energy shift. And you were like, unless you've already done this before, but you will have felt like, so many feelings. Maybe like, I can't make that. Oh my gosh, who makes that? People don't make that. Maybe people do. People do make that. People make that. You can make that. So that has to do with every part of reality when you're manifesting. Bringing your energy up to the point where you feel like you're worth, and then speaking it. And speaking it has to do with applying for jobs. Speaking it has to do with telling people. In Los Angeles, whatever you want to do, you just tell. I want to say, I think the limit is like 30 people. If you spoke a desire to 30 people, someone would know how to do it. And I think you can do this if you don't live in Los Angeles by connecting with people who are already powerful manifestors. People who already are making a decent amount of money sometimes are powerful manifestors. Not always, though. People who are entrepreneurs, people who seem to create their world. And when you speak to people like that, people who are artistic, who have followed their path, they have the keys and the answers for how to manifest in certain realities. So let's say you wanted to make a movie and you had no idea how to make a movie. Well, I would say speak that you want to make a movie to people who you know who are involved with movies. Maybe you don't know anyone involved with movies. Maybe you only know someone who is like a total film buff and they just love watching movies. Well, then you say to them, yeah, I think I want to make movies. How does that work? And you get information from them because they're going to know about directors and they're going to know about lighting and they're going to know at least a little bit, right? And the more people you find who are aligned with your journey, maybe they're not on the same path as you, but if they're close to it, you speak what you want to do and you will get answers, and that will help you align your physical energy to the thing that you want to do. Also, speaking to yourself, that's helping you align with your true heart and helping your true heart align to the energy that you want to do. And I want to just talk really quickly about magic and energy. And when we're talking about creating our perfect future and following what we desire with magic, we can start to understand that spells work. And speaking is a spell. When we talk about spelling, that's speaking. And when we talk about magical energy, we can start to understand that magical energy is real. And in order to cultivate the reality that we want to cultivate through magic, it's this process of alignment and it's this process of understanding. You can do magical spells. You can set your intention, you can set an altar, you can write what you want on a piece of paper, you can burn it. You can pray, that's a form of magic. You can visualize, you can make elixirs and herbs, you can burn candles, you can light fires. You can carve stones, you can carve wood, you can do magic. All these things are magic. However you feel like your energy is truly being put into the world is the highest form of magic. And I just want to remind you all that energy distribution isn't about big bursts of energy. Big bursts of energy are important and they work. You can do that. You can sit down and you can clean your room and you can put salt around the door and you can light candles and you can pray and you can meditate and you can focus, you can visualize, you can make rhyming words, you can chant them, you can get into a whole group of naked people and dance around a fire. You can do those things and you can send out big bursts of energy. That is real and that will help you on your journey. But it's only a certain amount of energy. And the way that you can actually accomplish things is through, you have to have a lot of energy. And actually the best way to have a lot of energy going towards something is every single day. Instead of just like once a month on the full moon, you do a big burst of energy. You can do that as well as, I would say, every day you wake up thinking about it. Every day you talk about it. Every day you write about it. Every day you focus on it. Every day you focus your energy. Every day you align your energy with it. Every day you trust something higher to bring it into you. Every day you let go of your attachment to how it looks. Every day you have your heart telling you what your true desire is and you think about it. Every single day you do these little things. You check in with yourself. You check in with your desire. You check in with your dreams. And that's going to be a greater form of magic than a single burst of energy because it's going to be elongated and it's going to be distributed and it's not going to exhaust you and it's going to be possible for you just to release that energy constantly. And when you learn how to release the energy of your dreams constantly, you will manifest them. You will manifest your perfect future if you are also aligned with the universe. Letting go of attachment, to how it looks, remembering that your true heart is your compass leading you toward your perfect future with fundamental feelings. And a lot of times we get attached to how we think that looks. We let that go. We focus on our feeling. What do I truly desire? What do I truly want? What do I truly need in this life? Fundamentally, I need support. I need love. I need food. I need the sense of security with societal wealth. Make every action you take magical. Yes, exactly. And that is my sermon on desire. Thank you for coming to Cam Church. It has been my honor to act as an undercaffeinated channel for you. Please remember to send me your money. This is my birthday. This is my birthday, Cam Church. Let's see. My birthday's on Friday. So we can celebrate my birthday right now, and we can celebrate it next Sunday also. So go ahead and check my Twitter for my Venmo link and also for my Amazon wish list if you want to get me presents for my birthday. And thank you for your attention, and thank you for, yay, we got a new telepathy class. Okay, Cody, I'm going to give you a telepathy training program club workbook when I see you next, okay? You'll get one of these. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to be 100 again. I'm 100 every year. You can send gifts to the P.O. Box if you want. 60606, P.O. Box 60606, Pasadena, California, 91116. Pretty simple. Diego Gomez. Praying for Diego Gomez. Okay. Blessings. Oh yeah, sign up for Area 51 too. We have Area 51. You get $100 off if you sign up with a friend. You both get $100 off. So if you sign up for Area 51, it's going to be a great time. All right. Blessings to all. Uni bless. Thank you so much for joining us. Spirit of Uni, please bless everyone who watched. Uni bless.